Okay, as you've seen from the title, my slightly douched 2020, Michelle's giving me this stink eye, Ford Raptor has a bit of a problem in that the sunroof leaks down the headliner, through the A-pillar, into the footwell, and is dumping buckets of water. I pulled it apart about a week ago, week and a half ago, and found that there's no drain line. Like there's a little nipple, I'll show you, there's a little nipple sticking out, but it doesn't go anywhere. And so I ordered the drain lines, ordered the parts a week and a half ago. First I called the dealer, and the dealer just, I told him exactly what the problem was. This is typical Ford, you know, typical American dealers. They have people that are totally unqualified, that don't give a crap about cars, they're working on, you know, moving refrigerators. And so I called them and said, look, for whatever reason, at the factory, they forgot to install the drain line. I want to do this. I have the part number, gave them the part number. I'll pay for the drain line, let's order it. And then it'll be there for when we bring the truck in, so the truck doesn't have to sit there for 2 weeks while we're waiting for the part. So, oh, sir, we can't do that. We can't do that. And so, I just freaking hung up the phone on them. So I ordered the parts myself. I'm gonna do it myself. Because the other dealer I called doesn't give me an appointment until August 8th. So let me show you what we got here. So this has that giant pano roof. So just to be safe, I ordered the left front, or the driver's front. I ordered 2 of them, because I ordered them from 2 different places to try to get it quicker. They came the same day, so all this stuff clearly comes from the same spot. But just in case, I haven't taken it apart, there doesn't seem to be any leaking, but I ordered the drain lines for the passenger rear, the driver's rear, the front left, and the front right. So let's tear this thing apart. So here's the reason why I say slightly douched. It has garbage fuel wheels, the 37s, which is fine, but at a negative 45 millimeter offset. So the frickin' the tires and wheels stick out, which is ridiculous. So I have TE37s that I bought. Now I'm just waiting for tires. I'm waiting for, I do Yokohama all-terrains. I forget what they call them, but they're all-terrain version, which are 8 to 10 weeks out. And then it's lifted, which is what you don't do with a Raptor. But it's a decent, I guess it's a decent suspension lift. I forget what you call body lift or suspension lift, but it's a 4-inch lift and the 80D douche bumper with a winch. So anyway, it's gonna look better, you'll see. Yeah, it's kind of cool to have it lifted. This is a temporary thing. I have a Gen 3 on order, so hopefully we'll get that soon. So here's what we got. You can see the water right here. See that? Just sitting there. And so the drain line is up here. So I'm going to pull this A-pillar piece off, disconnect that. We'll take off the sun visor, and then that'll open everything up. The headliner kind of pops off, and then you'll see there are clips there. There's just no drain line. So in other words, somebody just forgot to do it. See all this water? So we're gonna fix that. Luckily, we haven't had any problems yet, but every time it rains, it leaks, obviously. So what I think, the truck had 6,000 miles. My guess is the dude never even opened the sunroof. This is the giant Ford, the giant pano sunroof. So my guess is he never even opened the sunroof. And so of course day one, Michelle and Ryan, they get in there, they're like, well, let's see what the sunroof is like. They pop the sunroof open, and yeah, it starts leaking like a sieve since then. So the whole carpet's all wet and everything. So let's fix it. They already have this apart. I already know what to do. So we pop these little covers off. So there's one. Sorry, this lighting's not going to be so great. There's 2. So we got to get rid of the douche stripe. There's nothing worse than a frickin' stripe across the windshield. Don't do that. Just tint the windshield. You don't have to tint it that dark either. So there's 2, what are these like? I think these are 2 10 mils. I'm going to take those off. Then I'm gonna pop this little piece off here, and there's another little 8mm, 7 or 8mm up there, and then this will pop out, and then we can pop this thing off, disconnect the tweeter, and then it's open. All right, so I'm gonna unclip the tweeter here. Let's see the water. I mean, it's a really good channel there, because the headliner's not even wet. I guess it is a little bit. Headliner's a darn good water channel. Just runs it right down into the dash. So I'm hoping that the connection for the drain line isn't too difficult to get to here. I'm hoping I don't have to take the whole dash apart, but we're about to find out. So pop that out. That's good. And now there's like little magnets that hold the headliner up toward the top here. So you just kind of pop that loose, and that's all we really need. I also disconnected the battery so that we don't have to worry about the airbag exploding on our face. Now, the only thing I'm worried about is I don't know if I can get to where that tube needs to get to. I'm hoping it just kind of sits down in there and doesn't have to clip onto something. I don't know if I'm going to reach my hand in there. That's what I was afraid of. Okay, so you see that there? Let's see. So this right here, this is the drain line from the sunroof. There's nothing on it. I read some posts about F-150s, they just forgot to, it popped loose. Well, this doesn't even have anything on it. And so luckily the headliner isn't too messed up. It should be okay. And you can see all these clips? There's a clip there. See the clips there? It already has the clips, but they just didn't put the drain line in. Alright, so here's what it looks like. I hope it's the right one. So this is gonna have to clip on somewhere. Gosh, I hope I can reach my hand in there. It's just EPDM rubber. And so this is gonna just push onto that nipple, and then it'll clip onto the clips, and then there's some other connections that go in various spots. Okay, let me update you where I'm at. All right, so there's the drain line. I'm gonna zip tie that. So there's the drain line coming out this way. And then notice it runs down on top, the A-pillar, so it runs down here, runs down there, to there. There's a few other clips that clip in, like here. Everything will line up nicely. If it doesn't line up, then you're not doing it right, as I've learned. And so you see the other clips down in there. So that clip, the second one, down in there, that one right there, I reached from up underneath. Okay, so I took this off, so I got some light in there. So just pop that little piece off. I pulled the stripping back. Then I popped off this and that so that I could see, because I didn't know where the heck the darn drain line is supposed to go, and there's no diagrams, there's no photos or anything anywhere. So here's some extra wires from the whatever the lights winch. All right, so here's the end of the drain line, right? And then there's a hole right there. See that hole? So what you do is you take this thing, this plunger, and we're going to shove it through the hole. I thought it would, can't freaking see anything. So we're going to shove it through that hole right there. And so I can't show you, but there's various little clips and tabs. When you're running it down in, you'll see them, they're white. They match the white little clippy things, they're little plugs. So the little plastic rivets, or whatever they're called, little plastic push-on fittings, they clip onto a wire harness all the way down. And so you run it behind this piece here. You'll see it in there, it'll run behind there. And there's two more little plastic clips. All right, sorry for the shaky hand. I got it. Got it. Okay. So, you see the drain line right there? in that hole, seals up nicely, and then everything runs up. Everything runs up in there. I don't think you can see squat. So everything's clipped in place, and so now I've got to jam the sound deadening stuff. So you have to pull this white stuff out of the way, so I got to jam that back up in there and put this all back together. And our problem is solved. I'll let the truck dry out. The only thing, the carpet's still a little wet. A lot wet, but nothing's damaged. All right, I don't think that's exactly how that sound insulation went up in there, that white stuff, but that's how I'm gonna do it. It was a lot harder to pull out than it wants to put back in, so that's why I'm thinking I didn't put it back in the right spot, but I think it's good. So I'm gonna reassemble all this. All right, put a zip tie on there, so that way that sucker's on there nice and tight. I don't see how that could come undone anyway, because this is all clipped in place all the way down. So you can see these little magnets that hold. So you can see where the water was running down. But there's no major damage or anything, so this will all dry out in a day or so and be good to go. And that's how you do it. I'm gonna put this piece back on and wrap it up. All right, so that's a wrap. So just to recap, pull this stripping back, 2 bolts, 2 10 millimeters, 1 7 millimeter up here on the visor. There's little magnets that hold the headliner on. Just pop that loose. Put your thing on your drain line on the nipple. Run it all the way down through the clips. Pop this piece off so you get better light in there. Real easy, just pulls off. Pop this Ford Performance thing, this little door sill off. Pop this off. There's no screws on any of this stuff. On that, or that. It just all pops loose. And then pull the insulation. There's white insulation up here behind that. And then make sure to detach the tweeter so you can pull the A-pillar completely off. And then you run the line through the clips. So clips all the way down, various clips. It'll make perfect sense when you're doing it. You'll see exactly where it goes. It runs behind whatever that little control unit is, and then pushes into the section here, and then you can see the little nipple that pushes out on there. And one thing you can do to check real easily to see if you have a drain line, if you can't see, there's, again, you'll see it. It's underneath the rubber wire seal. There's a little black little circle thing that's sort of deep down in the fender. And the reason why I know the passenger side is good is because I can see it as well. And then put all this stuff back together and you're good to go. So you're probably wondering, why didn't I just go and warranty this? It was 38 bucks. Actually, no, this part was 13 bucks. Plus, whatever shipping I paid, another 20 bucks or something like that for shipping. And you just search online to find the part number. Now, make sure you get there's a different part for a crew cab versus a super cab on some of these. The part number for the driver's side for a 2015 Plus F-150 is this. FL3Z16502C52-C. So the 52-C is the difference. These all have the same, so there's a -E, 52-E. This is the same one, because I got 2 of those. There's a B, and there's a D. And so those are the other 3 if I needed them for the rest of the sunroof. But I think we're good. I don't know, there aren't any leaks anywhere else, so I think it was just an oversight. They forgot to do this. This is why I say, especially if you live, I guess there's plenty of Ford dealers around, but if you live, far enough from a dealer, you just don't want to make the appointment, go there, sit there while I diagnose it, or leave the car there, and I don't want some loaner or something like that. So even though this is warranty, now I spent 200 bucks on all these, so that way I made sure I had all of them in case I needed them. But you could find the right part for 20 bucks. My time is worth more than the 20 bucks to do this. So So that's why I'm saying warranties don't really matter to me, as long as the engine doesn't blow up or something like that. But a lot of times I'm running an ECU tune and stuff like that where the warranty is not really going to help me out anyway. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I knew this, sorry this is a shaky cam video, but I didn't want to set up all the big cameras, and I just wanted to capture this because there are no videos on how to do the whole drain line from start to finish. So thanks for watching, see you soon.